I'm going to take you straight to Parliament House. There is a social media inquiry getting underway right now. We'll hear from some of the big media bosses, including from Channel 9 and News Corp. Of course, they are just going through a bit of housekeeping at the moment, which they always do ahead of these parliamentary inquiries. But this is something that is one of the biggest priorities of this government and this parliament. The opposition having, well, it's broadly bipartisan, but they disagree really on what the age limit should be at the moment. The coalition says social media apps should be banned for those under 16. We spoke to Michelle Rowland on this program earlier in the week, and she said the government haven't quite landed on an age yet. They're looking at somewhere between 14 and 16. Let's go live to that parliamentary inquiry now. They're pretty much getting to the end of this housekeeping. Mike Sneesby, Michael Miller, both there. Let's listen in.
Please state your full names and the capacity in which you appear today.
Mike Sneesby, CEO of Nine Entertainment.
Thank you.
Michael Miller, the Exec Chair of News Corp Australia.
And Jeff Howard, Managing Director and CEO of Seven West Media.
Thanks. I'll invite you to make a short opening statement and then we will proceed to questions. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity today to talk specifically about the impact social media is having on the news media industry, but also touch on the broader issues that the committee has been asked to confront. Social media has become a toxic force in our society, with online scams and blackmail, cybersecurity, cyberbullying and trolling, deep fakes and political interference. It is also serving up a diet of damaging untruths, while threatening the democratic process by restricting Australians' access to genuine news and information. The experience of Australia's media companies in dealing with the social media platforms, particularly Meta, is important because right now Meta is preparing to blackmail not just us in the news industry, but also you as a government. By refusing to renew its agreement to pay for news content, Meta is daring Australia to apply the laws this Parliament was united in passing 3 years ago. It is getting ready to say, if you dare designate us under the Media Bargaining Code, we will punish you by blocking Australian access to local news. This is an illustration of the way they behave. They don't negotiate, they dictate. In recent days, I've been humbled to meet parents who have lost children to online bullying and sextortion, and I urge this committee to also hear from them. The leading cause of death among Australians 15 to 24 is suicide. Mental health disorders among young people have soared by nearly 50% in 15 years. And the tragic toll social media is inflicting on a generation of young people must be urgently stopped. If we want to bring the social media giants under control on an issue as big as the lives of our children, then we cannot surrender on a smaller but also incredibly important matter like the Media Bargaining Code. If we cave in on this, we cave in on everything. Meta must be designated under the News Media Bargaining Code. The News Media Bargaining Code in the last 3 years has delivered material benefits to the Australian media landscape. It has funded jobs, the money has stayed in Australia, and for News Corp Australia, we've invested in enhancing our digital and video skills and relaunched our cadet program. When Meta and the other tech monopolies appear before you, they will tell you people don't use their platforms for news. That is absolutely not true. Meta says that news makes up less than 3% of what people see on Facebook. That is also not true. Actually, 48% of Australians get their news using a Meta platform. In America, it is 31%, and in Canada, before Meta blocked the news, it was 41%. I find it surprising that the platforms can easily block the news, but they can't block the harmful content that targets Australians. They can block that content, and they will if you make them. With so many elections this year, it is also deeply concerning that the people who control the algorithms are prepared to directly attack the public's right to be genuinely informed as they prepare to vote. The Australian government has a moral obligation to ensure its citizens have access to genuine, professionally created, accountable news. Don't allow the robust news reporting and commentary published by Australia's trusted news companies to be compared to the behaviour of social media. News Corp journalists and commentators do get criticised for their reporting and exchange of views, but what they do is in a totally accountable, open environment governed by rule of law, and I stand by them. It's entirely different to the world of social media, who prey on women with fake porn, peddle scam advertisements to rob the elderly, and push violent conspiracy theories with no respect of our laws and no accountability whatsoever. Your committee has undertaken a very important task, and I'm pleased to be able to participate in your inquiries.